Hello everybody, Sonnet here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today on this new moon, and I hope you guys are really sending out that positive intent and calling in your manifesting frequencies. And I know it can be tough. I actually had pretty rough day yesterday. I was feeling the lunar energies and it was a bit rough because I didn't want to do anything at all, but at the same time I wanted to do everything. So it was a bit frustrating, and you know what? I just had to clear myself and clear my space. And I normally tend to use white sage, and I tend to smudge a few times throughout the week. So if you guys are not smudging, I really recommend it because it is necessary. It really is, especially during the lunar cycles. That's when that energy comes in and it just seems to bundle up, and it helps to transmute the thickness in the air. So definitely give that a try. Something else that I got to was chakra incense. And the thing about incense is that I used to use it and I stopped because I don't know, I really like fresh, clean scents, and the smokiness of it was just, I don't know, it wasn't very pleasing to me. But I found a little bit later that incense actually helps when you are in a meditative state. It helps you to focus and get deeper. So yeah, I'm starting to use it again. So I mean, we're all different, whatever works for you. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I actually have this little illustration here about what is going on. It is really just an explanation in a nutshell about what is happening, because I do get asked pretty frequently about how this process works, and things like, well, hey, what's going on and how is this working, and why do we feel this way? And here it is. I'm going to try to explain it to you. And I mean, we can explain how it works, but there are some visual learners out there who find it easier to understand by actually looking at it. So hopefully this helps you guys, okay? So yeah, for those of you out there who are awake or awakening, for those of you that are activated and conscious, because let me tell you something, guys, it is a blessing. I mean, it is an amazing time right now to be awake. And the more you go through your process, the more you will come to embrace it, because the more you will learn and the more you will transform and understand why it is so important to stay awake. And sometimes it feels too like, it just seems like the more awake we are, the more we know, the more difficult it gets sometimes, the more challenging, because it just feels like you are just disconnecting from the 3D, and you are transforming and you begin to detach from things. Especially for those of us that are in larger cities, it does become more challenging because it just feels like the energy is a bit more dense in the city, and the expectation and the standards are higher. So it really can become more challenging, versus for those people who are out in the country or in rural areas. It just makes it easier for the energy to come through and integrate, and it allows you to breathe in the air and integrate all of those energies that are coming through. So places like Sedona, or out in the mountains, or if you are out in the fields or in the UK, places like that are spread out are amazing. And if you are going through this ascension process, it is necessary to get out in nature. It is a must. I cannot stress that enough. You need to go to nature. So anyway, so as I said, everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. And so this is where we are right now, okay? Or this is where we started, I shall say. And so this line here, let's just say every dimension has a frequency of its own. It has its own signature frequency. So, you know, the 3D has its own frequency, and the 4D has its own frequency. The 5D has its own frequency. But in between these dimensions, there are also frequency waves or frequency pitches. And our goal is to go from the 3D to the 5D. And all of this is energetic, okay? We are existing at this level right now in the 3D. And the 3D is really, you know, it's been life as we have known it. It is that human conditioning. It is governmental structure, laws, old programming, ego. It is, you know, old energies that have been embedded into our system from, you know, our ancestors or, you know, lineages, different things like that. But it's the habits and the tendencies and the programming. It is all of that. And this is what we are doing right now, is we are getting rid of all of those things. So our job, what we came here to do, is we came to ascend the planet from a 3rd density to a 5th density, and also to help ascend ourselves. And so what happens is, the way this works is that during these planetary alignments and the shifts, portals, and the opening of gates during the lunar cycles and retrogrades, and when these energies come down, like cosmic energies and upgrades and, you know, galactic waves and, you know, energy from the cosmos, when all of these waves of energy come down, what happens is it comes down onto where we are in the 3D, and all of that energy is what pushes us to release all of these energies that we've been holding on to from the 3D. And so every shift that goes on is a push to get us from the 3D to a higher wave of frequency. All of these shifts is what pushes us to go up onto higher dimensions until we get up here, because this is where we should be. This is the lowest place in which we should exist. But things happened and we ended up down here. Okay, so we are trying to go up here. And what happens, guys, is that the more you work on yourself, the more you live from your heart and you squeeze out all of these negative energies, like the ego and the jealousy, the control, the resentment, unforgiveness, the pride, the hatred, you know, all of these things start to melt away, right? And so let's just say that this is you, this is us going through Ascension, and this is our family, our friends or co-workers. So all of these planetary alignments and all of these energies that are incoming actually do affect everybody. However, for those of us that have been activated, we become affected even more because, you know, we've been activated and our bodies are, you know, they are turned on, right? And so whenever we go through these shifts, we get pushed up and up and up. However, if you are not doing the work, it's really not serving you. You're not jumping frequency waves to come up here. You're not. But let's say that you are working on yourself and you are getting rid of everything that is holding you down, right? You're healing, you are clearing. What happens is you start moving up dimensionally. So let's just say that you are up here now and you've been working on yourself and you've moved up. Some of us are already up here and even up here. However, let's just say that your friends or your family is not, or they are moving at a very slow pace, what happens when you are up here and they stayed down here? Well, you are no longer seeing eye to eye anymore because you're not on the same wave of frequency anymore. This is when it starts to get real, because things really do begin to change. You begin to transform. You are no longer resonating to the 3D because you are no longer here. So what happens with these people is that this is why a lot of the times they seem to get distant from us, and it just seems like they no longer text, they won't email, or if you do come around, it just feels a bit awkward. Why? Because you're no longer resonating. And this is why sometimes these people look at us like, oh my goodness, well, why don't you hang out with us anymore? Or why have you changed? You know, you're so sensitive. Any little thing, makes you happy. Why does nature affect you? Why do trees and the sun? And why are you always smiling? But what they don't understand is that you have changed. What they don't understand is that the higher you go, the more love you're able to feel, because the higher you go through these waves of frequency into higher dimensions, the more your capacity to hold more love expands. So you begin to feel the bliss more. You begin to feel higher levels of love, and they don't understand it. And so this is why these old things no longer grab your attention, because that's not who you are anymore. You are up here now. And so it can be challenging. And what happens is, believe it or not, when you are vibrating higher, okay, when you come around these guys down here, you become a catalyst to them, because your energy is so high now that although you are such a wonderful person, when you come around them, they have no choice but to go up, because your energy is pushing them up. And this is why when you come around, they say, well, every time that you come around, something happens to me. I begin to purge. I begin to feel bad. I get a headache. I don't know. And they just want to pull away. So you become a catalyst to them. And, if it's your family, they have no choice but to come up. Now, a lot of people do get worn out. And this is why sometimes what will happen is that the divine or the universe will sometimes detach these people if they are hindering your journey. You cannot carry and bring everybody with you. It's like trying to carry a backpack full of rocks. It's going to wear you down. It is really ultimately their choice to move up in energy and frequency as well. Some people don't want to. Some people are stuck in old programming, and some people are stuck in not forgiving people, and they are stuck in the loop of karma. And this is why sometimes we have to let them go. We have no choice. We are ascending, and we are no longer a match anymore. So what happens, guys, is that sooner than later, this is what's going to happen. The more we ascend, okay, let's just say we keep coming up. The goal here is that what's going to happen sooner than later, this is what's going to happen. 3D is going to be no more, no longer. Okay? This is our goal. We're going to keep going higher and higher. The planet is going to go higher and higher. So these people here, let's see. These people here are going to move up. That's the goal. And this is why, too, it is so important for twin flames to come together. Okay? Why? Because imagine this. Okay? Imagine here a twin flame union, a couple that is in love. And I don't mean just romantically in love, but just imagine twin flames in love, creating the love, okay? And also receiving all of this energy from the universe, and not just from, planetary alignments, but from Source Creator. Receiving all of these, being conduits for all of these energies, and anchoring all of that energy into our grid, okay? What happens is our job is to create the love, make the love, and we are really presenting that template of higher energy to these people. This is what we are doing with or without our twins. Our job is to, emanate the energy, this higher frequency, into the planet. And so these people here are benefiting from the energy of twin flames, and those that are here doing the work, because it's not just twin flames. I mean, we have light workers, and we have, races from all over the universe and other places that are here right now doing this job. So it's not just twin flames. However, twin flames are very powerful beings too, that are, presenting this energy to these people. So what happens when twin flames create a child? What happens when this child's parents are fully awake, fully activated, they have activated their DNA, they have rearranged their DNA, and they have transmuted all of these negative things from the 3D? Their child, because their parents are activated, this child is now a new child born with a DNA, with a 3-stranded DNA. Okay? Not a 2-strand DNA, a 3-strand DNA. And so this child comes in activated already, because the parents have already transmuted so much lower, energy, and they transmuted so much. This child doesn't have to go through all of this stuff down here in the 3D. They no longer have to go through karma, through the illness. They no longer have to go through the purging and, through the old programming and old religious beliefs. Why? Because their parents took care of that. Their parents are up here now. And that's where they start now. They don't have to come down here. This child comes in activated. It's a very powerful child. And because we are providing this same template to other people, although they are not twin flames, they will be able to create their own love children as well. Children that come through activated with a 3-strand DNA. These children that are coming into the world as we ascend are coming in with activated gifts, abilities. It's an amazing thing, and this is really what is happening, and this is really the purpose of it. This is really the purpose. So you can just imagine how significant this is. And I know you guys are going to ask this. Well, what happens if we are up here, right? Let's just say, I know you guys are going to ask this. I know you are. I know. I'm being told. So I know you guys are probably going to ask this, well, hey, what happens if, you know, we are doing the work and we are up here and our twin is down here? Well, you know what happened is that when you met your twin and you were in the love bubble, you guys were at the same wave of frequency. So you were seeing eye to eye. But because your twin activated you, or you activated each other, the one who is awakened is the one that accelerates first, you know, most of the time. And for us that are awakened, we've moved up, right? So we are up here and our twin is down here, let's just say. But the good thing about this is, guys, that we are connected to them 24/7, every second of the day. We are connected to our twin. So the more we work on ourselves, okay, the more we are working on ourselves, the more we are pulling our twin up with us. This is why when you work on yourself and you are going up these dimensions, your twin is having, you know, a time in hell, let's just say, because they are thinking, oh my goodness, you know, why are all of these things happening to me? I'm letting go of this and that, and I'm purging and I'm crying, and these people, I no longer want to hang around these people, and I no longer resonate with all of these people. What's going on? They have no idea. But what's happening is that you are pulling them up. So they are being forced to move up dimensionally because of you. So even if you give up, let's just say that you want to go back to sleep and you give up, you're still going to come to this point because you've been activated, you know? All of these energies are pushing you up one way or another. And even if you feel detached from your twin where you no longer want to be with them, you're still going to reach that point and you're still going to be given that opportunity to be with them because your twin is going to continue to heal with or without you. So that's the good news. So really, the choice is yours. We are all given the same opportunity to heal, to work on ourselves, because let me tell you something, guys. Gosh, this is so messy. But let me tell you something. Each of these waves of frequency in between dimensions, all of these little waves of frequency are a timeline. So it's a probability it's a timeline probability of your organic timeline. So this up here is your highest destiny, okay? This is your organic timeline. So every single time that you are moving up these waves of frequency, you get closer to where you need to be, which is up here. So you actually are a very powerful being, and you are able to quantum jump from wave to wave. So you're able to go from here to here or from here to here, depending on how much work you do. And this is why some people accelerate a lot. And I will tell you one thing is that the only way to go up into the 5D is through your heart. That's the only way. You are not going to get up there if you are living in ego or through your mind. There's just no way. The doorway to the 5D is through your heart. Is, really respecting others and loving yourself and loving others. And that's it. There's really no way. There's no way. It's all about living in full, authentic love. Because the universe, the frequency out there in the universe is love. Love is what makes things spin and flow. Love is what brings things to life. Love is what activates your chakras. Love is what, gives you that abundance. It's love. And where is the love? The love is in the heart. So really, I just want you guys to really think about it. You guys are very powerful beings. And the only way that you can discover and remember that power is when you dissolve the ego and squeeze the ego out. The ego is selfish. It really is. As human beings, we are addicted to sensation and satisfaction. We want to feel, we want things, right? But when you are coming from a place of heart, you want the best for everything and everybody. You want the best for yourself, for everything and everybody. Not just yourself, but for everything and everyone. And that's the best. So if you are, living purely by heart, you are going up. You're moving up here. This is why a lot of people are already up here. Sometimes I talk to you guys. A lot of you guys are way up here now. Way up here. So, yeah. I hope this helps, guys. I know it's a bit messy, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about this, you are more than welcome to ask or send me an email. It is all very interesting, guys, and it's all very significant. It is a very, very significant time of change and transformation right now. Also, too, I am still available for sessions. So if you guys want to schedule a session with me, you can reach me at sonnet1117@gmail.com. And I have to say, the sessions right now have been amazing. They've been on fire. There's been memories that come up from previous lifetimes. There are, so many things that come through. So, if you guys are in need of some coaching and are being guided to speak to someone, reach out to me if you feel guided. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know, it got cut off. But anyway, so yeah, if you guys are feeling guided, reach out to me and we can work something out. Other than that, stay safe. Be good out there, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will speak to you soon. Bye, everybody.